used this cheat sheet to look for the two most adorable miniature DIYs in this set. Both the absolutely adorable tiny lunchbox with peanut butter and jelly and the absolutely rare gummy worm ice cream. Are we going to succeed or not? Yes, we're going to be exploring the Miniverse Make It Mini Cafe Series 5. Yes, there are 5 of these ones, and each one progressively got cuter and cuter, and now we have one that looks absolutely phenomenal, and I need it.
I need it!
And as always, we're going to be using the cheat sheet by Mo, who is absolutely phenomenal and has a rate of about 99.9% precision. All right, so let's put these two aside and check out what this one is. Technically, these ones cost me $13 Canadian, but I know in the US they are way cheaper, something like $5 or $6 at most, but in Canada, Canadian money. Now the cheat sheet tells us that the pinholes are going to be near or around the food over here. However, if you are international, there is another cheat sheet that shows pinholes near the actual miniverse. I'm gonna pop it on screen here for you. So definitely make sure you get the pinhole sheet that matches your country. All right, let's get super duper mega hyper geek close. And the pinhole here is right above the wonton. Let's get our cheat sheet here. The amount of times I'm gonna say shirt. We need a cheat sheet. Cheat sheet. And it looks like it is indeed the rainbow fro-yo. Hopefully. Allegedly. In theory. Okay, so without further delay, let's get it. All right, let's see what we have. Clearly we have the guidebook of what we can find. Warning, you don't need that. I am professional. You, on the other hand, follow the guidelines. Me, I am professional. Don't worry. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 surprises. And what is that? Oh, little napkins. Quite napkin-y napkins. All right, let's put these aside and let's take a look at the actual guide and what we can get in this set. Oh my goodness, these hamburgers look absolutely adorable. We have a veggie hummus platter. I like that. This is the one I really want. I really love lunchboxes. I actually collect vintage lunchboxes. I don't know why. I love lunchboxes. They're just really cute, especially the ones that have cartoons like Ninja Turtles or My Little Pony or what else? Care Bears. Next we have the wonton, which I think is really cute. I do love savory foods, so I figure I want this one too. We can also get an avocado. Now I think this is ice cream and coffee, though I am not much of a coffee drinker, so let me know in the comments. And then we have a melon drink. I personally don't care too much for the drinks unless they really look over the top. This one looks pretty normal. A strawberry drink, and yes, the rainbow fro-yo, which we are hoping this is the one. So here are our 4 surprises. Let's start with this one. There's a lot of stuff in here. What does it say? It says, ready to jam. Okay, you're cute. I will accept your pun. Oh, yes. We have the sour worms. These are so cute. Okay, we have to open it. I can't just show it to you like that. Look at that. The packaging. Okay, hang on. It says ooiness, gooiness, tardiness, and total fun. And this definitely looks like very retro old school sour gummies. Let's get you opened up. And let's get some on our fingers. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. They are absolutely adorable. And on the darker colors, you can see even the little specks of sour powder right on top. Look at that. This is so well done. I am so happy these cheat sheets work. Next item in this baggie, we have Rainbow Soft Serve. How do we open you? And here's what the packaging looks like. It says award-winning flavors. And what do we have here? Oh, the label is kind of covering it. I'm guessing colorfulness, sensationalness, and to fun ratio. Not sure. It kind of definitely got disappeared here. And let's see this Rainbow Soft Serve. And oh, that was very anticlimactic. Where is the rainbow? What the shrimp? What the frog? Where's No! This is just pink and blue. I am offended. I am colorfully offended on the lack of rainbow. It says rainbow. Even though the color only shows blue and pink swirls, I would have been okay with that. I would have been okay with just two colors. We're just getting monocolor here. Hang on. Now I'm kind of annoyed. Okay, the cover does show one color. Why are they calling it rainbow? I am mad. I am mad. I'm angry. I have feelings right now. But okay, if this is what they want to call rainbow, you do you. But I will not tolerate it. Our next bag says chill out. And this is probably our resin. Yeah. And you are supposed to be raspberry syrup. And it comes with a tiny nozzle. And of course we have this thing that is covering the words. It says sea sun ing, vitamin sweet and total joy. And this is likely going to be our miniature cups. Yes, look at that. This is actually pretty cute paper. I do love the designs of their little papers because they're just adorable, but I don't know what to use it for. I guess mini things, but let me know what you use them for. Scrapbooking probably. And here are what the cups look like. It says Happy Sun Creamery, and they're just kind of little plastic pieces. They don't fit into each other, so they're okay. And last but not least, we have, you saw nothing. We have our tongs and a scoopy. Okay, voila. Anything else? Oh, we have another scoopy. So we have the usual scoops that we can find in different kind of ice cream parlors when they give you your ice cream. All right, so let's find the instructions. So here it is. Aha. And this is what the project should look like. Again, really pretty, really colorful. I don't know if the raspberry syrup is going to look exactly this kind of opaque, but we'll see. Because it really looks like it's swirling on the blue, but we're gonna see about that. And then, okay. So, I have a little bit of an anger issue today. A little bit. I am not happy with how this is right now. It just feels very oversimplified, and I want something epic for a really cool, I just want something epic. So I think we need to call on Nerdy Nerd. Ah, I am glad you summoned me. I am Nerdy Nerd, the one who looks for solutions, not just problems. And so I think the solution to this is doing this in a frozen moment way. So if you don't know frozen moments, here are some examples that I have done. For example, the ham here, we made it floating in the air where the pesto sauce is just leaking. And here are other examples of other frozen moments that we've done. And now that we have the idea, let's go ahead and get Nerdy Crafter back. Okay, all right, you know what? That was a great idea. We're gonna go with frozen moments, and this is going to be a little complicated, so bear with me here, because it's gonna be epic. All right, so bear with me here. The idea I have is we're going to take one of these, and I'm thinking the blue one, and we're going to take a piece off the top and actually make it like it's in the air. Where are you? Scoopy! With a scoopy. So we're gonna make the scoopy flying in the air with syrup and a piece of ice cream in here. It's going to be a little interesting, so bear with me. So the first thing we're going to do is take the plastic that our tongs came in, and we're just gonna cut a nice long piece, voila. And I'm going to cut it a little tapered like this. And we do want the spoon to float. So I'm gonna make a tiny bend like so. Voila. And I'm going to go ahead and use the resin to basically glue this part under the spoon. That way we have control over how it's going to angle on top of the ice cream. That is the first thing we need to do, is our base, which is the spoon. All right, now that we have our spoon, we want to fit it in an angle that can go on top of the ice cream. So we're gonna have to take this bottom part and bend it, hang on, like so. So it kind of looks like this. I don't know if you can see it. Hopefully it's close enough. Even closer. There you go. Oh, that looks fantastic. And you see, you can barely see it too. So we're gonna add more of that syrup at the bottom because anyways, that's what they tell us to do for the actual DIY project. And we're gonna put a little bit at the bottom and insert our spoon confection thingy, and then we're going to harden it again. If you notice the light that I'm using, it's basically like sunlight. It's a UV light. We do not have sunlight. It is winter. It is Canada. And ta-da! This is looking absolutely phenomenal, and it's in there. Okay, she's staying. Now we can put our ice cream, but not fully just yet, because what I want to do is remove that little swirly tip up here. And I feel like I'm going to get yelled at, but we're doing it. We're just gonna remove a little tiny piece so that we can put, we got this. Hang on, ta-da! Okay, it didn't fly off too far, so it's here. Where's this fluff on my nose? So now we should be able to have a piece of ice cream on the spoon, and the rest, don't you fall down, get off. And the rest we can put down here, like so. So once again, I'm taking more of the resin, putting it on the actual spoon, and then gluing that extra bit of ice cream on top of it. And then we're going to put our ice cream inside the actual container, and we're going to drizzle some of that syrup. Now, I do want some of the worms to be complete, but I also want some of the worms to be cut up in little pieces. So I'm going to decorate it however way it looks the nicest. And of course, I'm gonna put a tiny bit of that worm, gummy worm, in the spoon, because we want a full bite here. And then to make the whole thing even more syrupy, I'm taking more again of that syrup, and we're just going to drizzle it on top of the actual plastic that has the spoon all the way down with little pieces of gummy worms on there. And ta-da! Here it is, looking absolutely adorable. It is everything I want it to be. This frozen moment is solid. Look at that. I'm holding it from the spoon and it's solid. It's staying there. It ain't going nowhere. Okay, you see I'm holding it, but you can also see the close-up and how adorable it is. I love the drizzle. I love the little gummies. I love how colorful it is. I really wish they would give instructions for these kinds of frozen moments for more advanced people who've been using their products for a long time. Let me know what you would have done different, because now we're moving on to the next project. And this next one, the pinhole is all the way over here next to the label that says 8 to collect. And this one is supposed to be the peanut butter and jelly lunchbox. I really hope this is the lunchbox set. Again, I have a soft spot for lunchboxes. Okay, this is looking promising. It looks like we have a snack bag, which I'm guessing is a mini Ziploc. I'm guessing. All right, first thing we have is something that says chomp chomp with little apples on it. Next we have, like we saw, the snack bag. So let's move this to the side. Actually, let's wait, let's count. So we have 1, 2, warnings, instructions, 3, 4, 5 items. And now we can take a closer look. So the snack bags indeed look like mini Ziplocs. Let's check you out. Mini family size, snacky snacks. Oh, that is cute. I love the tiny details of these things. All right, let's check you out. And are they actually, are you transparent? Okay, it says chomp on both sides. And oh my goodness. Oh, they are definitely little Ziplocs. That is tiny. But they are not transparent. So they're made for sandwiches, in sandwiches only. Here's a closer look at them, and they do seal. You feel that seal, the little pinch of it is actually pretty well sealed. Look at that. And then you have to pull it apart to get it to work. That is cute. I was hoping they would be transparent, but that's okay. Can't have everything. And then over here, oh, this is gonna be the lunchbox, isn't it? Oh, that's gonna be the lunchbox. I need you close to my face because I have a soft spot for you. Okay. Oh, I have goosebumps right now. I don't know why, I have goosebumps. Oh, 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 it has a dinosaur on top of it. I love dinosaurs so much. Growing up, I've been really into paleontology, archaeology, anthropology. My major in college is actually anthropology. Just putting it out there. I love ancient stuff. But look at this. And the little handle even has tiny details. Okay, let's open it. I'm gonna freak out if there's a tiny thermos, but I don't think so. No, there's no tiny thermos. It's just one compartment. The vintage ones that I collect have a mini thermos on the side. Here's what it looks like. They basically come with a compartment for your food and then a thermos for, I guess, your juices or your soups. So those are cute. It would have been really awesome if they had a mini thermos. And you know what? Miniverse, I am giving you an idea. Make an entire set of mini lunch boxes. So it would be like the sandwich or the meal in tiny containers. If you use this idea, you owe me royalties. Just saying. Hire me as a consultant. Next mystery baggie. This one says ready to jam. This is actually relevant because we are getting bread and jam technically with peanut butter and jelly. I love peanut butter and bananas, or peanut butter and honey, or peanut butter and jam, and now I'm salivating. I think I'm gonna make a sandwich after this. And what could be in here? It feels like there's a lot of stuff. Oh, the tiny bread. And what is that? Apples. Okay, I don't know why I thought they were avocados. Like avocado. Avocado and peanut butter? Have you tried? No. No. I mean, they could go. Who am I to judge? A little bit. So here we have 2 slices of bread. It says sun-baked sweets, award-winning bread, fresh out of the oven. Oh, and we have little markings here. Toastiness, fun buns, and total happy. I mean, I'll partake in fun buns. Who's got fun buns? Do you have fun bun? Size bun? My buns are definitely fun size. Okay, we're gonna stop it right there. We ain't gonna escalate this, but I know some of y'all will in the comments. And I do read your comments, and I see the little faces you make in the comments. It's okay, I love you still. All right, and this is sealed. So we're definitely going to have to cut this open to see our buns. Well, toast bread. Oh! It is 2 slices of bread cut up for sandwiches. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have 4 halves. Looking cute. And if we look even closer, you can see that the bread does have texture. It doesn't have enough of a shading to show that it is toasted, but I guess that's okay for now. So it's untoasted bread. And then our apple slices. I guess it's just part of the lunch because we are packing a lunchbox. They need to make an entire series of this. Here it is. These are apples, right? They could technically be avocado too. They could. Just because they are green, if we make the center part a little bit more rounded for the pit of the avocado, you can get away with it. So it really depends what you want in your lunchbox. You can have fun with it. That's a lot of apple slices. Just saying. Next baggie, what does it say? It says chill out. And I'm going to guess maybe it's our peanut butter and jelly finally. Yes, there they are. This one just says spread. Do they both say spread? Yes. It's grape jelly. Okay, I thought we would be getting strawberry, but we have actual grape jelly. And I'm curious if there's any non-nutritional facts hidden between these labels. And the answer is yeah. So no need to remove the labels on these ones because we just have spread written all over it. Last but not least, I'm going to guess we have our tongs and maybe a knife, a butter knife to spread. So again, tongs. If you're wondering what keeps falling, it's this thing that I never use because you can just put it on top of the display. So it's basically just a display for your minis. I don't use it. I don't really care for them, but if you like them, great. Let's see what else we have. What? What am I spreading it with? Hello? Did it drop? No. What? Hang on, let's check the instructions and see if it actually comes with anything. Yes, we're supposed to get 2 knives. 1 knife? Let me keep looking. Give me a second.
A few moments later.
Okay, I don't know if you're going to laugh or be shocked. So remember I ripped the utensil thing? Let's replay that rip for the utensil package. To guess we have our tongs and maybe, okay, guess where the knife is? The knife is at the top. You see that? I didn't even see it. So we almost lost the spreading knife. It's too bad they didn't give us 2. It really is only just 1 because instructions. You can see over here, it tells us everything that we get, and it is indeed one spreader. And according to the instructions, we're going to be putting the peanut butter on one half and the jam on the other half, and then we smush them together. I just realized this is not going to be a good project because resin only hardens when the light can reach it. There is no way the light is going to reach the middle of the sandwich. So I think we're going to have to put the jam only and the peanut butter on the edges. I think that's the only option we have, is really to go only around the edges and hope that the light can shine through. So nothing in the middle, please don't, because if that falls apart or somehow lands opened at home and you have little ones or pets, this is toxic. So let's hope this works, because if it doesn't work, don't get it. So first things first, let's get our spreads opened up. Here's what our peanut butter looks like. Hello? Where are you? Okay, I guess let's put the knife in. All right, this looks pretty good. So this is our peanut butter. Let's take a piece of bread. Oh, I just noticed. There's even little textures at the front side of the bread. That is actually pretty cute. I do like that. So as I mentioned, we're gonna keep the peanut butter as close to the edge as possible. So we're gonna try to be generous here. That is not very generous. But hear me out. We're not gonna follow the instructions. We're gonna do it my way because I feel like I probably know their product better than they do. And we're just gonna go like so. Ugh. Use the tongs. Use the tongs. Stabilize it. There. Stabilize it and keep putting to the edge. And voila. And now we're actually going to take the UV light and harden it. Trust me. Just trust me. And we're gonna do this because we're gonna try and get some height on those sandwiches. And voila. Now we know that the resin in here has actually hardened, so we're looking good. And we know we have a little bit of a crust in here. Don't worry, we're gonna get more height. And now we're going to take our jam and let's take a look at you. Again, it's pretty deep in there. So I wiped my knife and let's find you out. Yes, it is a beautiful purple. And now we're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing. I'm stabilizing it with the tongs and just putting it around the edges. A huge part of me still wishes that some of these things came in scented, but I understand why they don't. And let's check you out. Looking good. Now, okay, that peanut butter barely shows. That's okay, because we're gonna add more. Gonna take my little napkin and wipe the knife. And this is where layering is going to be very important. So I'm just going to hold it like a saw and just go, okay, just go a little crazier here. You know what we needed? We needed a nozzle. We needed a nozzle with a thick, okay, we're gonna do this. We got this, voila. I'm not even sure there's enough resin to make two, but okay, come on. I'm really spreading it thick around the edges here. All right, let's turn you around. This looks pretty good. And here's what I'm going to do. I feel like we need more jam though. Let me clean this again. Aha. And we're just gonna build on that front. It's okay if it's a little goopy. That's going to be more realistic. Voila. Okay, don't get it on your fingers though. Don't be a Jackie. And now we're going to put them together like this. Ooh, don't you fall. Don't you fall. Voila. Okay, here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping we're going to be able to shine the light onto the sides and that it actually hardens, because it's just not gonna harden through the middle. So we're really, really riding on hope right now. Oh, I forgot to mention, in order to have the best chance of actually hardening it, make sure that you do put it on all sides for a few minutes each time. So I am now on minute 15. Now is the moment of truth. I am genuinely worried because I don't think Miniverse understands how dangerous their instructions are, because resin in the middle is never going to harden if there's no transparent way for the light to get in, which means the resin is still staying wet. Again, very dangerous, very liable for things. If they need help, they can hire me. I'm happy to give instructions. But let's see how this looks. Okay, so far so good. I haven't tried pulling it apart yet. Here's what it looks like on the other side. Absolutely adorable. I love the fact that you can see both peanut butter and jelly. All right, let's try to pull it apart. Yes, that works. So now we don't have any kind of resin that is not cured in the middle, because everything on the surface, on the outside, has indeed hardened. Look, it's there. It won't fall off. Success. The other way is they could have added deco cream instead of resin, but for some reason, miniverse is just so stubborn. Just putting it out there. I'm not starting to try and get any tea going on. I'm just stating facts. So now we can go ahead and pack our lunch. We're gonna put our half sandwich in here. Look at that. Perfect fit. Beautiful. And we can pack it in here. Is that gonna fit? Yes, it fits. And then if we want to have apples, this is where I wish these things were transparent because it would look so cute. But the fact that they're not is just, let me show you. Except the little chunk. And get the apples. And here's what they look like. We can go ahead and seal it. And then we're putting it in the lunchbox. So basically our lunchbox just looks like this, which is a bummer. A big, big bummer. However, if the bags were translucent or transparent, let's get a sandwich out. We would be able to see the slice of sandwich and the apples inside. So which would actually look way cooler than just having bags that are white. And I think it's cute, but if I open a lunchbox, I want to see what's inside. So I think this project idea is a 10 on 10. The execution is a 2 on 10 at best. So they have definitely a lot of work to do on that one, in my opinion. But who am I? Not like I have over 10 years of experience with resin. Putting it out there. And now for the last one that I really, really wanted in this set. Let's double check. The pinhole is over to that side, which again, let's pull up the actual cheat sheet. And it would be, in theory, the wonton soup. I love wonton soup, especially the ones with shrimp. I'm normally not a seafood person, but I do like shrimp. And you'll always have my heart with a wonton soup. That's all it is. I love wonton. Let me know if you've had wonton soup before, or what is your favorite kind of soup. So let's get you opened up. Okay, at least we know it's something different because we have this thing. What does it say? Oh, super yum. So we have a placemat that is a little wonky. So we'll put you here. And then we have warnings and we have instructions. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 surprises. I'm already pretty excited about this thing here. So we're gonna unbox that first. Let's get you opened up. And you are exactly what I thought you would be. This beautiful bowl. I love ceramics. I especially love ceramics that have this blue vintage look. If you haven't seen the video where I made a vintage Labubu out of real ceramics, here's a little preview of the design that I painted on it. If you want to watch the actual final result, make sure you check out the video. But this bowl is super cute. Next one here says, ready to jam. And you, oh my goodness, okay. Couple of things. Oh my goodness, that is adorable. We have, why is the packaging wonky? I don't know if that's on purpose, but it's like, diagonal is the word I was looking for. It says, frozen wonton, Sunny Chopsticks Co. And these look so cute. Now I'm craving wonton. Now I want dumplings. And here's what it looks like in the back. Let's check out what it says. Vitamin C chill. Vitamin C? Not even vitamin, it says vitamin. Okay, that's weird. Walk-alicious, cute, and wonton of fun. That's cute too, I like that. I'm really curious what the texture is of these. Is it going to be kind of like, I don't wanna ruin this bag. I'm wondering if it's going to be kind of like erasers or if it's going to be hard plastic. Get them out. Come on. Come on. Okay, 2 is enough, I guess. And the answer is, they feel like little erasers. Oh, the folds are phenomenal. Just look how well these are folded to look real. That is really cool. Love the detail on these. Miniverse, these are super cute. And then the other thing that came in here are chives. Oh my goodness. So we have little green onions and they look really like green onions. So this is really nice because they have this like this little tubular shape. Let's take a closer look. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that is cute. I am going to be adding these into the project for sure. Watch me actually forget. This next baggie says chill out. And you are, what is that? Oh, it's our stock. So we have our chicken stock over here. It looks absolutely adorable. This chicken is so cute. Now I tried to see if we have the non-nutritional guide, and it was indeed hidden by the label again. And it says, this is so small, grandma approved, sunshine and warm hugs. Now I do want this to be as liquidy as possible with a few amounts, very few amounts of bubbles. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this a warm bath. Basically, I'm taking hot tap water and soaking this in there. And then we have the utensils. Oh my god, oh stop. Stop. We have itty bitty chopsticks, although I'm not sure that I would use chopsticks to eat my wonton soup. There should be a nice oh, there it is. Yes! We have the adorable spoon that is usually a ceramic spoon. So this is the only thing technically we need to have the soup and the wonton, because they should fit, right? Yes, they fit. So we have our little wonton here. We don't need the chopsticks. Let me know if you use chopsticks. And then we have this thing. And of course the tongs. Now I know I'm going to get yelled at if I don't turn this into a frozen moment. So we are going to do a speed run of a frozen moment, because here are the instructions. And just for your reference, here's everything that we get. And on the other side, the instructions again are very straightforward. Really nothing that interesting. You put the broth, you put the wonton, you sprinkle some of that onion, and you put it in the sunlight. Not sure what that accent was. But in my case, we're going to be doing a frozen moment with a wonton kind of hanging out in the spoon. And so for that, the process is exactly the same. I'm going to take a piece of the plastic, and then we're going to take our broth and harden it right under that spoon. We really want that spoon to be solid. And then once we have that, we're going to put broth in the plate, and then we're going to put our plastic with the spoon and bend it and make sure that it is solid in there. Same way we did the ice cream. The process is pretty much similar for any kind of frozen moment. And once that's hardened with the UV light, now we have a really good base to work from. So now we can go ahead and add more of the soup base and more of the wonton. In this case, the wonton, we want it to actually show. So we don't want to put it at the bottom. We really want it to be as much of the surface as we can. That's why we did 2 tiers of the broth. And of course, I put 1 wonton on the side because we're going to put some broth and the wonton in the spoon, and then we're going to harden that together. And now all that's left to do is add the details. So I'm going to add more of the broth where the plastic is, and we're going to harden that. But before we do that, we're going to be adding our green onions, well, the chives, everywhere. We're gonna put on the soup, we're gonna put it on the actual plastic, and we're gonna put it on the little bit that's on the spoon. And now to harden it for one last time. To be honest, I'm really surprised that this broth is a little on the fluorescent green, but I get it, they want the broth to look a little more yellow than white. I get it, it just took me off guard. And ta-da! Here is our frozen moment soup. This is solid. It is not going anywhere. Looks absolutely adorable. I am in love with this. Now I want a wonton soup, and now I also want a frozen moment gummy ice cream. I'm not an ice cream person, but I would choose the soup 100%. Let me know which one of the projects that we did today is your favorite and which one is your least favorite. I have to say, for me, the savory thing really has my heart, so I'm going to go with my clear winner, the wonton soup. If you want to watch more miniatures, make sure you check up here. If you want to catch something a little different, make sure you check down here. Until then, I will see you grains in the next video.